Welcome back to my channel where math is made easy. So today we're going to be looking at how do we solve simple equations, and I'm going to be examining 4 different examples, one under each of the basic operations. So that's addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. All right, now in order to solve an equation, there are some basic things that we must explore before even going into the examples. When we're solving, what we're really trying to do is to get the unknown on one side by itself. Now, most people prefer to have it on the left-hand side, but for me, it doesn't really matter. Well, I like to have it on the left-hand side, but it doesn't really matter which side it is, all right? The aim is to isolate that variable. Now, in our case, for the first one, our variable is x. So if I'm going to solve for x, it means I want to have x on one side by itself. Now, how do we get that by itself? Everything that is on the side of the unknown, our aim is to move it to the other side. All right, how do we move it? We use what we call the inverse operation of what is being done. So in this case, what do we want to move? We want to move our 3 over to this side. What operation is being done right here? It's a minus. So what's the inverse operation of minus or subtraction? The addition. So in order to get this to cancel out, I'm gonna add 3 because I want it to become a 0. Remember, we're trying to eliminate it, we're trying to undo it, we're trying to get rid of it. All right, now we're using what we call the balancing method. Anything you do on one side, you have to do the same thing on the other side. So I've added 3 right here, then it means that I will have to go ahead and add 3 on that side. 3, negative 3 plus 3, that's going to give me a 0. What do I have left? I have x on that side, and on this side, negative 5 plus 3, that's going to give me a negative 2. So x is equal to negative 2. And remember, we did say it's solving simple equations, so that's super simple, right? Remember, the aim is to get the unknown on one side by itself, so that's the first thing. And 2, how do we do that? We use the inverse operation of what operation is being done. Good? And then the third thing is that we balance the equation. Anything you do on one side, you do to the next. So let's take number 2. N plus 3 is equal to negative 7. What operation is being done right there? What do we need to move? I want you to type in the comment section, what is it that I need to get rid of, because I'm solving for n. Remember, I'm solving for n, so it means that n must be on one side by itself. All right, so that's a key thing to remember. What do I need to get rid of? How do I get rid of it? Type in the comment section. All right, so now if you typed 3, you're correct. Now this is a plus 3. How do we get rid of the 3? What operation? Put that in the comment section. Now, if you said subtract 3, then you're very correct. Put some clap symbols in the comment section. All right, so I'm gonna minus or subtract 3. And remember our balancing method, anything you do on one side, you do to the next. Why do we subtract 3? Because our aim is to eliminate that to get it to be 0. So that's 3 minus 3 gives me 0. I'm left with on that side n, and on this side I have negative 10. All right, let's go to number 3. Now if you note the bar right here, what does that bar mean? Division. And what's the inverse operation of division? Multiplication. So the inverse operation of division is multiplication. So because there's a division going on between the y and the 3, it means that to get rid of the 3, because remember, I want y to be by itself. So in order to get rid of the 3 or to undo the 3, as you will hear some people saying, I'll have to multiply, because remember, you do the inverse operation. So I'm going to multiply by 3, and anything I do on one side, we do to the other. Now this is just multiplying fractions. and I can go ahead and cancel out. What am I left with right here? Just y. And on this side, a negative times a positive. Remember that rule? It gives me a negative, so I'm left with a negative 18. So y is equal to negative 18. Let's take this one, and I'm sure that you'll be able to tell me what to do by now because you'd have figured out what's happening. Remember, it's the inverse operation. This, and I need to highlight this, is the same thing as 5 times x equals 20. So what operation is happening right here? It's multiplication. So in order to undo the 5, what would I need to do? I would need to go ahead and do the inverse operation of multiplication, which is division. And anything I do on one side, you do to the next. What do I have left right here? X. And on this side, that's 5 into itself, 1. 5 into 20, 4. So x is equal to 4. Let's rewrite that so that it doesn't throw anybody off. X is equal to 4. Alright, now this is how we solve simple equations. Let's do a quick recap. So 1, your aim is to get the unknown by itself, meaning you want the unknown on one side by itself. Alright, and then how do we get the unknown on one side by itself? 2, you use the inverse operation. So whatever operation is being done with whatever you need to get rid of, use the inverse operation to cancel it out. And then 3, whatever you do on one side, you do to the other. Thank you for watching. I hope this would have helped you. I want you to go over, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and share this video. And don't forget to like it.